Good morning, good morning. This is the Hood City Podcast, checking in for another day. Come on in the room. Let me do my little thing here on TikTok. Make sure you, let's see something. Oh, I don't have nothing promo today, but maybe I do. What's up? Make sure you tap the hearts and get your daily heart meet on TikTok. This is Dr. Cheapest Sunflower. I see y'all to my Niiji out there. Sending love to the ancestors and to our creator. I hope you guys woke up in positive vibes today. I hope you feeling good, feeling great. I'm feeling good, feeling great. Ain't no other way. We're trying to get to 1K hearts today, so make sure you are tapping that screen on TikTok. If you on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, engage as we dive deep into our lesson of the day. As you can see, it is financial literacy, land, and liberation. Financial literacy, land, and liberation. And I just want to start out with, letting you guys know how important it is to understand the money that we use all the time in our everyday life and how to use it and play the game, because the game ain't fair. It's never been fair, and if you don't know how to play the game, it's really going to eat you alive. So we're going to dive deep into this topic. Alright. I was just doing some research on financial literacy, and I see in my hometown, Tallahassee, it says they're starting to offer financial literacy to high schoolers, but they're only offering a little bit of information on budgeting and credit. They're not talking about wealth. They're not talking about land or liberation. Okay? They're not doing that. They're not doing that, guys. So we here to talk about this because our youth need to know. They're not getting taught this in high school on purpose. They're not getting taught this in the household because we don't have the education to teach them, or parents think it's not important. Alright? So even though they offer these programs, so they say, they started in 2025. All the people who came before this time didn't get anything. Still not getting anything, really. Not enough to really sustain you and to give you generational wealth. It's just getting you ready to go to work. They lack deep education on investing, entrepreneurship, legacy wealth. It's very little outreach to Indigenous Niiji, aka Black communities. And most of us don't even learn financial literacy in the household. We see the adults in the household go to pay their loans. We see them stressed about bills. We see them paycheck. We seen that. When you come from the hood, you see that all the time. But they're not talking about investing, stocks, retirements, none of that, because it's always stress. It's always pressure. It's always, trying to get to the next level of what bill am I going to pay versus what investment am I going to make. We got to change that. Okay? In our community, and I was even like this as a student, sometimes I had to rely on these type of financial services. We rely heavily on payday lenders, check cashers, due to the lack of access to banks in our neighborhoods. How many people know that? 13.8% of Black and 16.3% of other households don't have a bank versus 2.5% of whites. Because they know, oh, I got to play the game. The game ain't fair. We ain't going to teach the Niiji, the indigenous, the melanated the game because we don't want them to know, basically. All right, so there's these barriers on learning that we're going to dive into today with this topic. So make sure you come in, grab you a coffee or some water or something, and let's just talk about it. And I like conversation, so even though I will talk, you guys can always drop your questions in the chat. Okay? Tap those hearts. And before we get started, this is a Hood to Hood podcast, and we host these courses on the Dreamergency Network. If you want to start your process or your transformation to get your mindset from hood to hooded to entrepreneurship, to start that business or that dream or to set that goal, join us on the Dreamergency. Not the Dreamergency. To Hooded Dreamers Network. Okay? We're growing every day, and yeah, get your free downloads. Just click the link in the bio wherever you are. But let's talk about this topic. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, I really wish someone would have invested in financial literacy knowledge when I was growing up, but I kind of had to go out and get this type of information on my own. And yeah, it wasn't so easy. So that's why it's an urgency for us to talk about this, because retirement wasn't created for freedom. Retirement wasn't created for freedom, guys. It really wasn't. It was created for you to work hard for your entire life and then try to depend on Social Security. You see that? Retirement wasn't created for freedom. What? You thought you was going to get Social Security and be comfortable? No, you're going to be struggling, because we're going to go over the numbers today so you guys can realize that it is an urgency for you to get more than one stream of income. If you don't have a retirement, your job don't offer retirement, then what are you going to do when you get older? Are you going to work until you're 70, 80? I was watching videos earlier of people working well past the time I feel like you should be. And it wasn't by choice, it was by force. Okay? So we got to change that. We can't be having that. We can't be having that. So how y'all feel about that? Retirement wasn't created for freedom. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What did I do? What did I do? I'm doing too much. That's what I'm doing. Alright. So yeah, I was watching a video of this couple. They had to go back to work. They were like 77. And I'm like, we gotta change this. Change our mindset about abundance. Because yesterday we talked about the mindset of scarcity. Some people so scared of money. They scared to invest. They scared. They hold it. They hoard. They don't really believe in themselves. They don't take a risk at all. And they end up, in this position where life gets tough. Life be lifing. So I want the youth out there, my peers, and my elders to realize you don't have to live like that. You can invest in yourself. Invest in your knowledge. And that's what we do here on Hood to Hood, is we invest in our knowledge. We spend time with our mind. We get clarity about who we are. Okay? So yeah, retirement wasn't created for freedom. It really wasn't. It really wasn't. All right. So our focus today is to expose how retirement, school, and financial literacy were created against the Niiji. And I just say black because most people identify as black because they don't know that they're Niiji, but you know, and indigenous, which is us really, from our genealogy. And how we rebuild wealth from within, guys. How do we rebuild wealth from within? Because it has to start within at this point. Okay? So good morning to all the gold diggers, the dreamers, the people who are ready to level up their mindset and achieve more without all the excuses. So let's talk about the money, not the kind they want you to chase every day, get up 9 to 5, stressed out, you can't follow your dream when you get off, you're so tired, you got to deal with so much, and you know life be life. How do we get out of the rat race, out of the matrix? I'm talking about real wealth here, the kind tied to land, legacy, liberation, the kind my ancestors left, land. They left legacy. They left a way for us to have freedom, no matter what, a place for us to call home. No matter where we go around the world, we got home. And that's what you want to create. But retirement wasn't created for that type of freedom. Okay? So where did you learn about money? What was your first encounters of money? Was it like the scarcity mindset where the first encounter was you're not being able to get that toy or go on the field trip because your parents didn't have the money, so you have the scarcity mindset where you just want everything. You invest in useless things, clothes, shoes, cars, really. Where did you learn about money? Was it school? Because a lot of schools don't teach that on purpose. They want to create workers, not business owners, not entrepreneurs. So if you don't have that entrepreneur spirit and you feel like you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, it's on purpose. So I need you to be intentional today. What about church? Do they teach you about entrepreneurship, money, finances? Think about it. How did you learn it? The hard way, where you just go out in the world and you just started messing up real bad until you just had to learn? Some people learn that way. You got to fall all the way down to get back up. Some people learn by going homeless. They lose everything. Then they finally learn. Me, from an entrepreneur standpoint, I'm learning every single day. I have to stay on point. Like, it is not a joke. And the deeper I get into it, the more I realize it's so much to learn and read about and grow, but you can't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. Create a clip. We were never taught money. We were taught management without ownership. What does that mean? That means we learn how to manage things but not being an owner. We learn how to be the manager of the place but we're not the owner of the place. We learn how to be the leader, kind of, sort of, but we don't know nothing about the ownership. We scared to be an owner. We scared of that type of limitless potential, because when you seek autonomy, you achieve autonomy. You go after ownership, you go after entrepreneurship, or you even just start those extra streams of income and you don't hold yourself back. Then you teach yourself ownership of your time, ownership of your freedom, ownership of your finances, ownership of the travel that you have in your life, the vacations. Then you don't just wait to retire when you're tired as hell and then you still can't retire. You live your best life every single day. You learn about budgeting. That's the beginning part of it. You learn about credit and business. You learn about these things, but you also learn the mindset that you don't really need a lot of stuff. What you need is a lot of knowledge. Because knowledge is the power. People got it twisted. Because people get millions, and without the knowledge, it becomes zero. It becomes zero if you don't have the knowledge. So what we do in Hood is get the knowledge. We grow, we learn, we make those mistakes. We're not afraid to try, make a mistake, learn, grow, read, network, connect, so that we can get real wealth, so we can get real acquainted with being successful. All right? So, retirement. It's a part of the matrix. It really is. It is a part of the matrix. It wasn't an accident, and it was invented in 1889. So it wasn't even around forever. People think it was around forever. Like, what did people do before this thing was invented by colonizers? They had land, legacy, generational wealth, but it was all taken. But it was created in 1889 by Bismarck to control workers. The United States copied it in 1935 with Social Security. So, but it was never built for us because it was created in 1935. And honestly, the Social Security Fund, I keep hearing this, I've been hearing this for years, that it's running out or it ran out or it's not enough. So they warn you, hey, it's going to crumble. And then what happens? I saw a video of a guy, the 77-year-old, him and his wife. He had to go back to work because he was working for 27 years for a company. And I think it was a year before he was set to get his pension, they went out of business or quit, and then he had no retirement. He spent almost 3 decades in this rat race, thinking that one day I'm going to retire and then get to the end, and it was nothing. How many people has that happened to? You hear these stories and you think, oh, it's just a myth, but the way life goes and time goes so fast, it's not just a myth. People really experience these life-altering changes where they don't know what to do. They lose their job. They didn't have a backup plan. They didn't have a second stream of income, so they just have no stream of income. You cannot set your life up for failure like that. Don't set yourself up for failure, because that's all it is. You set yourself up for failure when you don't have those multiple streams of income and believe in yourself. All right. Before colonizers came to Turtle Island, the Niiji, the indigenous, the melanated families already had retirement because we had land. We owned land. We owned the gardens. We owned the farms, the kinship, the tribe, the cooperation, the farmers markets. We had these things. The collaboration. That was the wealth. That was the retirement, because you working on the land. You creating things. Whatever you do in your tribe, you selling it. So you automatically learning all of the business intuitively. And you're not waiting until 12th grade to realize, oh, well, I got 12 years of education, but now I'm going to go and just be a manager somewhere. People don't even finish school and go be managers. You know what I mean? It's a setup to take your time. Colonizers took land and they replaced it with labor. That's why they got the labor department. They sold us freedom in installments. That's why retirement wasn't created for freedom. It was created to install your time, to give you these little blocks of time that you can't even do nothing for your own dream. You locked into somebody else's work schedule, their weird schedule, while they on the plane, going traveling, living their best life, but you managing their business. You don't have a side hustle. So at any point, if they need to lay you off, then you have nothing to fall back on. Nothing to fall back on. So before retirement, just think about it. It was tribe. It was land wealth. Now it's wage and a debt system. How crazy is that? It's wage and a debt system. Because guess what? They don't teach wealth in the hood. They don't teach wealth in the hood. They literally don't. They don't. So why don't schools teach us how to be wealthy? Like I said, in Florida in 2025, they started financial literacy in schools, but it's no depth. It's no topic about legacy, no entrepreneurship, no investment skills, because it goes deep. No personal wealth development, portfolio talk, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, trading, day trading. They don't talk about any of the things that really show you how to use the money as a tool. Okay? They don't show you how to do that. They don't even teach it in the hood. We don't teach it to the kids. So there's an educational gap. It's an educational gap, guys. It's an educational gap with the curriculum limitations, because they're going to weed out and ban classes that teach about who you are. Now they're not going to even teach you how to really sustain life. They just want you to get the bare minimum. That's what they call it, minimum wage. Because before it was no wage, it was free wage, it was forcing you to work, or giving you chains if you didn't listen. But now they say, okay, we'll teach you how to make minimum wage, which means you know how to sit down for 8 hours. You know how to count money a little bit. You know how to read a little bit. High school level. You know how to focus on one task. You know, they start this early with the curriculum, not really teaching you the proper way. I was reading about the presidents and how they, not my presidents, how they go to school, and they don't really go to school. They have free learning. So they have topics, but they have freedom to do what they want all day, and they just turn in their assignments. And it's like a freer thinking. That's like homeschool. You're not wasting your time all day learning how to sit down and listen and have a supervisor, somebody over you, a manager. So there's curriculum limitations. So many curriculum limitations. All right? The church is not teaching it. They preach tithes but not trust. They don't know to teach you how to build a trust fund or even life insurance. Think about that. The system doesn't teach wealth because wealth breaks the system. It forces us into a whole nother system. Number 2, legacy misunderstandings. That's because we're not teaching it. Credit score does not equal legacy. Budgeting is focused on over ownership lessons. And then the third issue is indoctrination problems. You got education without liberation, which reinforces the control on your mind. They're not educating you to liberate yourself. They're educating you to keep you in a box, to keep you from learning about money, and to make sure you stay in the hood versus having a hooded state of mind. Transforming from the poverty, the scarcity mindset to saying, you know what, I can have abundance. I can make millions. I don't have to count myself off to $30,000 a year. We're going to do the numbers and see how this math ain't mathing for what you need when you get older, when you retire. These educational gaps, they are really a problem. They really are. They are a problem, and we have to stop it. So guess what, guys? If the classroom won't teach us well, the hood has to become the classroom. We have to become their professors. We have to speak out and say, hey man, the youth need to learn about money and how to invest, versus everybody staying silent. We have to. We have to reclaim our, prosperity. Reclaim our freedom, our knowledge. Empower each other with solutions that get us to the next level. And build wealth through community. So how do we build wealth through community? Whoa. So you can have investment circles, pooling your resources together to grow wealth together. All right? You can have land co-ops, collective ownership of land, securing land and resources. Let's move over here. Land co-ops. Getting together with family and friends. Hey, let's buy a property. Let's do something else. Instead of us planning a trip out of town and spending $20,000 collectively, let's take that and buy a property. Airbnb it. Or do it for the family. We can do digital wealth assets. Digital wealth apps. Leveraging technology for financial literacy and growth. such as our community on school, the Hood to Hooded Dreamers Network. We're talking about growing wealth, identity, positivity. And what about community credit unions? Instead of thinking about, the big chain banks, when you want to get loans for your business, open up a community credit union account and leveraging those local banks to help promote the economy in your neighborhood, or even melanated banks. Those exist as well. So these are just some options, guys. So you got to say and repeat in the spirit and say, I am my ancestors' wildest dream. I am the wealth my ancestors dreamed of when they were working hard, grinding every day. So we are our ancestors' dreams coming to fruition when we get the knowledge, when we learn financial literacy, and when we show up for ourselves. Okay? So forget waiting for people to hype you up. Forget waiting on people to, save the day. Forget waiting for programs and waiting for the school. Forget that, man. We got to save ourselves, build our own circles and credit unions. If you don't have any retirement, and you don't know where to start, download these apps like Acorn. I really like Acorn because it'll round up for you. You can start investing $5-10 a month. You can start very small. You don't have to do something crazy. Even Stash is another one for auto investing. Okay? We could go into the Hood to Hooded Dreamers Network. Share your strategies to grow and help us not gatekeep the kids, not gatekeep the youth. To help the community get past the scarcity mindset and achieve abundance. This is about economic sovereignty, a collective ownership, not about individual hustle. It's not about I. When is it about we? When is it about the network? Guys, we have to get from financial literacy to collective intelligence to economic liberation. Literally. The goal isn't to escape poverty. It is to reclaim our prosperity because the land was stolen. So now we have to reclaim that knowledge. Reclaim our power. All right? All right, guys. So that's what I wanted to talk about this morning in the Dreamers Network, is just getting on the right foot when it comes to your life, not being caught being one of those people who have to keep working and never being able to retire because we think that it's nothing. We're spending our money wastefully. And if you don't have the funds, at least learn about how to use the funds so when you get the funds, or create another revenue for you to get the funds. It might start off with pennies today, but tomorrow it could be dollars, and then hundreds, then thousands, and then millions. Financial literacy isn't such a far off thing. It's just day to day grind, thinking about your life, planning for your life, and budgeting, cutting back sometimes until you can get to the point where you can do what you want. Like once you got the millions, you still got to learn how to budget regardless, because you can't really get there without the budgeting and the goal setting. All right? can't really get there without that part. That part. Dead ports. Let's see something. So I'm opening up the chat for Q&A for today. That was our learning lesson for this morning. Financial literacy, land, and liberation, just to wake us up on this topic and make us aware of what we need to do. Now, I feel like I will go into a demo for the community with either Acorn or Stash to show you how easy it is to set this up to have it working for you. You know, so you ain't got to worry about, oh, my job don't have a retirement, I don't know what to do. You can start this process yourself. Okay? We're trying to attack poverty. We're trying to attack the hood mindset from every way possible. Not just credit and budgeting. We're trying to go past that. We need that, but we're trying to go past that as well. We want to wake up every day with this good, positive energy. I'm on a consistency project, showing up every day, even though my day be hectic and crazy. Once I turn the mic off, it just go haywire sometimes. I mean, yesterday was freaking bananas. I mean, I had my computer die on me. Not this computer, but my main computer. It died. I had my x-ray die. It's like in the world of dentistry, you don't know what's going to go crazy that day, but you got to keep pushing. You can't just give up. You can't just make excuses. You got to keep showing up. That's why I say, with dental, being a dentalpreneur, it is a struggle. It is a fight to learn things I didn't learn in my 12 years of high school, in my collegiate years, even though I got a business minor from Florida State University. Meharry, they used to have people come in and talk about, you know, investing, but when you in the student mode, you can't really understand what they're saying. You listening, but you know. But when you actually get in it, when you're actually doing it, when you actually living it, breathing it, waking up, it's your passion. Sometimes that passion get a little draining, but you gotta keep going because you started this. You went too far to quit now. So that's why I say, wherever you are on your process of learning and growing and trying to figure out your portfolio and your wealth and your second streams of income, just keep doing a little bit each day. I show up here a little bit each day. I show up here a little bit each day, give it my best, and I learn every time. Every day I learn. You might not see it, but I learn something every single time that's going to help me keep going with my consistency. Okay? So I'm proud of you. So proud of you for waking up with that inspiration in your heart. Okay? Now, what is the next step? After we get off of this mic, what is the next step? The next step is to review your finances. Where can you tweak something? What subscription can you cut off that you're not using? That's one step you can do. Where can you pinch the budget? Because now we get into the mindset of being producers and not consumers. Say it with me, guys. We get into the mindset of being producers. We're going to produce something other than these work hours on that time clock. We're going to produce something other than clocking in, clocking out. We're going to be producers, say it with me, and not consumers. The only thing we're going to consume is knowledge, education, but not about colonized type topics. You got to be careful there. but we're going to consume true education, true knowledge, knowledge about breaking generational curses, knowledge about, you know, financial liberation, I will say. All right. I was watching the billionaire Robert, I think it's Robert Ford, and he was talking about how he came up in Denver and he didn't know people was really poor. He thought that everybody was like him. He had two parents who got doctoral degrees, and he didn't know that it was such thing as a hood state of mind and state of being. He didn't recognize that. But for me, I have a doctoral degree, but I came from poverty. I came from not having wealth, the unconventional way of thinking and living and making it. I tell y'all, I'm a miracle. Just like you a miracle. Your dreams just getting planted, the seeds getting planted. Maybe you already planted them. Maybe you got some weeds growing. But I don't need you to quit. I need you to pivot. I need you to push that business. Start that YouTube channel. I keep saying it. Go learn a new skill. Go do something other than being a consumer. All right? No longer are we consuming content. We are creating the life that we want. It's like me, I create the life that I want. If I want to be a streamer, I'm going to show up and stream until it start working for me. But in order to make it work, you got to show up first. You got to show up. If you ain't showing up for yourself, what you doing? Why you sleeping? Why you sleeping on yourself? I wanted to do. So yeah, drop those questions in the chat, guys. Drop those questions in the chat. I hope you brushed and flossed your teeth today. And make sure you tune in this week. We got some good things coming. I really want to get like a schedule, so you kind of know what to expect on the podcast, so you can kind of prepare yourself and your schedule. I'm working on it every day. It's just a one-woman show, so I'm working on it, and I love being in this teacher space. Remember, these replays are available for 24 hours on YouTube, Facebook. If you are on Twitch, they are available for like 7 days. But if you join the Hood to Hooded Dreamers network, you can watch them there. All of the replays, all of the content, all of the course information that we are creating, the AI content. So if you want to get into beginner AI, anything you need to go from Hood to Hooded, the starter pack, come join the Hood to Hooded Dreamergency. I keep saying Dreamergency. That is a sign for me to pick that little goal back up that I let down, the Dreamergency walk. But don't worry, it's coming back. I gotta just iron a couple things out. But the Dreamergency, the Hood to Hood Dreamers Network, the Dreamers Network, and yeah, man. Every day that you wake up and you are creative, it will push you past so many limits that you got in your mind, like that you think you can't do something. positive energy flowing, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Whatever's stressing you this morning, let it go. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, don't let it stress you guys. You just gotta make a change. Transform your life today. Transform your mindset today. What you waiting on? What you scared of? Like honestly, what you scared of? 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 You ain't gonna step out on your dreams, huh? You ain't gonna step out for your dreams, You gonna keep making excuses, yeah. You gonna be looking really sad, uh. Oh, these beginning streams are funny because I can entertain myself, y'all. It's all about getting that consistency muscle. So I show up because I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to live it. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to live it. And I got a busy day. I got to lock and load today. Got to go get on the phone all day with IT because I couldn't fix the issue yesterday. So I got to get on the phone with IT today, fix this problem. And for me, I feel like the biggest thing for me is that I don't like all this IT tedious. Like I like IT when I'm streaming. Like I'll figure out how to do stuff like that. But when it comes to X-rays and this, could you splash top me in, please? Or could you splash top in? Cause I don't know what's going on. Like I just want to do the teeth. But when you the entrepreneur, you gotta worry about everything that go wrong. Some days I be like, just calm down. That's why I have to release all the stress before I get the day started, so that I can handle it and stay focused and keep growing and keep going. All right, you got to keep going because remember, we are our ancestors' idea of wealth and breaking those generational curses. We're the hope. We're the hope for that. We're who they leaning and depending on to show up every day. Right? We got to show up every day and find balance. You know? So that's what vibe we on today. I'm ready to tackle today and just get through it. Tomorrow, if you're joining us for the Hood to the podcast tomorrow, just know that we're probably going to be doing another AI demo because people really, really love the AI demo. So I'm not going to tell y'all which program we're going to be demoing tomorrow, but it is one of my favorite. And it is not ChatGPT because even though that's one of my top, I did do a demo for that one, but I want to dig into another one that I really feel like could change the game for some of us out here just not standing on business. We just stuck in the same spot and we just need to sprinkle some AI in your life. Sprinkle some AI in your life. So yeah, we're going to do a little AI demo tomorrow because I really think that was fun. And now that I'm learning how to use, my presentation tools with the streaming, because it is a growing process. Streaming is a growing process. I started from, hopping on for 2 seconds, being afraid, thinking, oh, I got to play a game. I started playing games. I was like, what? And then I got a little bit better, learning how to put the seams a little bit. But now I'm learning how to do the, you gotta. I'm learning how to green screen over here on TikTok. Girl, tap some hearts for your girl. Tap the hearts. So that's lit. I just learned how to do that yesterday. I wasn't really trying, but now I'm trying. you know. So that's exciting. That's gonna amp our learning up. That's gonna make it so fun. You know? That's gonna make it super duper fun. And I'm excited about it. So today, like I said, I got so much to do. Let's do some housekeeping. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping here. All right, some housekeeping. You can find us on Discord because my Nightbot is not working. What other? Just giving y'all some Nightbot commands. And one more is going to be. There we go. All right. So yeah, make sure you watching. I'm not watching. Make sure you subscribing on Twitch, guys. That is my top place that I want to grow on. But wherever you watching from, I definitely appreciate you. I know you guys are, everybody's on a different time zone. So whatever you're doing today, I hope you do it with love, with purpose, and full of life. Okay, and full of joy. And be on TikTok, tap those hearts. Tap those hearts. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna do an AI demo. Be in the house, 8 o'clock. I'll let y'all know when we're going to demo tomorrow, a little bit later, but 8 o'clock we're going to do an AI demo. The AI demo really hit home on YouTube, so I feel like that's something people really are interested in, is the AI, because I know I be interested. I be all up in AI business, girl. All up in it. All up in it. I don't want to be left behind with nothing, especially when it comes to technology, because that's how fast it moves. And if you don't adapt, you get left behind. You do get left behind. So we're not about getting left behind right now. We're not about that. We about staying in the know. So on the Hood to Hooded Dreamers Network, we stay in the know. So make sure you are going, clicking that link, and getting your free downloads, so that you can stay in the know. We're just leveling up all week this week. Yesterday we talked about having an abundant mindset versus having a scarcity mindset. Today we touched on financial literacy, land, and liberation. It was a very light topic. Tomorrow we're going to do an AI demo. I'll let you know in the Dreamercy Network. If you join, you'll know which one we're going to cover. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to continue in the AI financial literacy space. Alright? Meaning we're going to do an AI demo 2 of those days. I'll do a financial literacy demo 1 of those days. Meaning I'm going to show you something to help save. For the people who don't have a retirement, since that is a thing now, you gotta try to do it on your own and eliminate things and sell things. Like, why do people have so much and we don't need it? You don't really need it. So having a minimalistic mindset, getting rid of junk, decluttering your mind is gonna be crucial. Because remember, guys, thank you for following Niiji. So remember, guys, that alert threw me off. Oh, that threw me off. So yeah, we just gonna level up every day, keep growing. I'm gonna do the demo. And we're gonna grow. That alert threw me off. But I'm about to get off of here in a couple of minutes. If you got any questions, you got about 3 minutes to drop it in the chat. You got about 3 minutes to drop your question in the chat. Now, like I said, join the Hood to Hooded Dreamers Network if you want free courses, if you want downloads, worksheets to help you get out of that day-to-day 9-to-5 mindset. You want to elevate. You tired of wasting your time. You trying to start you a second stream of income, third, fourth, because you know millionaires have at least 7 to 9. So if you don't have that many streams of income, you're probably not going to be a millionaire. I'm just saying. Let's just think about it. If I don't get that many, I'm not going to be a millionaire. That's why I'm trying to hustle, y'all. And we not going to be left behind in the Hood to Hooded Network. We not. We learning AI. We learning about retirement. We learning financial literacy, personal credit, business credit, wealth elevation. We're going to bring on speakers. I just have so much planned for us. So if you about growing, you got to join the tribe. Join the tribe. Join the tribe, y'all. Trying to find my slide so you can join the tribe. Yeah, trying to find my slide. Gonna join the tribe. Dr. Sean on the mic, about to get you right with financial literacy. Can't you see? It's everything we need in the hood to make it all good. Can't keep playing around, wasting your time. Playing around, putting you down. 9 to 5 ain't gonna get you there. You need another stream of income. I swear, I gotta go, cause somebody calling, and it's time to go. Anyways, I'll holler. Peace.